Do you genuinely like to travel and play the various tournaments?
It depends on where I'm going, what my schedule looks like. I like playing poker, so if I'm not doing nothing, I'll travel to a tournament just to kind of get out of Vegas and do something new.
What's your schedule look like between now and November? It's the middle of September now.
Free as a bird.
Yeah?
Free as a bird.
Are you playing World Series of Poker Europe?
Yes, I'm going to play the World Series of Poker Europe. Try to steal another bracelet.
Steal one. Yeah, you'll be stealing for sure. And after that, you're going to have about a month to prepare. Are you planning on watching the tapes of the other guys' hands?
I'm going to watch the tapes. I'm going to watch the other guys, how they play and stuff like that. I'm sure everybody's going to watch everyone. So just like they are going to be watching me, I'm going to watch them.
What are you going to be looking for? What are you going to be looking for when you're watching the tapes?
Oh, I'm not going to.
You're not going to give that away?
Me to say that so they can know what I'm looking for? I can't do that.
Without mentioning any names, do you have any reliable, serious tells on any of the other competitors at the table?
There was a couple guys I played with there a little bit that I'm comfortable playing with. I mean, there were some tells. Of course, everyone has some tells, but I'm sure that they'll make adjustments by the time that comes. So I have to get a whole new set of them.
Yeah.
Would you rather they're going to be watching themselves too and realizing what they're doing? So you're going to have to. You're going to have to be more careful what you think. Just because you might have a tell on the guy and they're going to see their tell too.
They might have picked it up and changed it up. And reverse
exactly.
tell.
Yeah, they might change, so you have to be wary of that. So maybe now that I've said it, maybe they'll keep the same tell, thinking that.
You got to go 3 levels deep with Phil Ivey. I don't know. What are you going to do? I know. I don't want to play rock scissors paper with you for money after that conversation.
Yeah.
What drives you to get up in the morning? I mean,
life.
No, I mean, look, you got all the money in the world. You got the fame. You got the fortune. You got all the skills. You got the world at your fingertips. But what really motivates you to get up and play every day?
I know that I get better every time I sit down at a poker table. I get better. I learn something. That's the amazing thing about poker. I feel like every time I sit down and play, I learn something new. I learn something about my opponent. I learn something about myself. And that's what I think makes poker the greatest game in the world. You continuously learn, and I just love to play. So I'm very happy to be where I'm at now.
Are you watching the Dirt Challenge, and are you next in line for?
Well,
for him?
I try to be first in line, but I think he'd rather play Patrick first. But yeah, I guess I'll play. I mean, we'll see. It's a lot of hands. 50,000 hands is That's a lot of hands to play against the same person online, 2 and 400. But maybe we'll kick it up to 500, 1,000, 4 games or something to play. Maybe we'll see. I mean, I don't know. He's probably going to have a pretty big advantage in the beginning because I'm not really used to playing 4 games.
Right.
But we're going to see what happens.
Advantage in the beginning might not necessarily translate.
It's like 50,000 hands is a lot.
Right.
And he's a very, very talented player.
Right.
So, but I like challenges. So I guess we'll see what happens.
But you are next in line after Patrick?
I think David Benjamin might be next in line. And then I'm third. So he'll be really tuned up by the time he gets to me. How are him and Patrick doing?
I think Patrick is about 30,000 ahead after 23,000 hands.
Oh, see? Yeah, I don't want to play 23,000 hands and be 30,000 ahead.
No.
I'm very disappointed.
The games online have gotten incredibly big over the course of the last year and a half. And obviously you're sitting in with the best of the best playing these games, and I know you're a huge winner. Is there any difference any difference in style that you're employing online as opposed to live?
Yeah, there's a little difference, of course, because you can't look at your opponent, so you have to figure out kind of what they're doing and how they play. Like what their strategy is, how they play certain hands and everything else. It's more of a technical game online. So I guess the strategy does differ a little bit because of that reason. I don't know where when you're playing live, you can kind of look at your opponent, kind of feel what they're doing. You can't do that online, so you kind of it's a lot more guesswork for me. And
but you're willing to guess.
Well, yeah, it's just
your guesses are better than most.
Huh? Yes, it's a lot more. You kind of got to figure out, is this guy bluffing? Would he bluff here? You know, whereas if you're playing live, you kind of look at him and just kind of feel what he's doing.
Sure.
You know?
I know we got to get back to the stage here. Just a couple more questions. You said something out on stage today that I thought was really interesting, and it was surprising to me. You were basically giving a warning to people that were thinking about being professional poker players against it, or to at least think about it very carefully. Is this a tough way to make an easy living, or?
Of course, it's a very tough way to make a living. I mean, you know, there's very few people that actually make good livings playing professional poker. Even though they make it seem like it, you know, it's not. It's very few people that I know. You know, I mean, it's tough. It's not easy. I mean, it's you know, I mean, you can have a couple good years and be broke in 2 months. I mean, you know, so you know, you have to be able to manage your money, manage yourself, and it's just a tough way to make an easy living, like you said.
So a guy, 21 years old, he's in his third year in college. He sees Phil Ivey at the main event of the World Series of Poker, and he says, "I want to be that guy. I want to be a professional poker player like Phil Ivey." What advice do you give him?
Well, there's only one of me, so I would say just take it slowly, you know. And if you really have your heart set on playing poker, you know, you have to do what your heart tells you to do. So, you know, I would say go after your dream, but you know, also have a backup plan in case it doesn't work out.
And with that, there is only one Phil Ivey, that's for sure. Phil, good luck at the main event,
All right.
and thank you for joining us.
Okay, thank you.